Welcome, Red Hawks. I'm very glad to have this opportunity to connect with you via our 2020 virtual homecoming. And I hope that many of you who sang with me during your time at Montclair State will enjoy the program that we've produced for you today. Can you believe it? But this is my 18th year and it's Stevie's 15th. We really cannot fathom where the time has gone. But as I look back on the many achievements and extraordinary performances that are the hallmark of our program, I am more than a little proud. I'm also immensely grateful. The success of any choral program firmly rests on the shoulders of the artistic leadership, and those of you who are teaching or conducting in the community know exactly what I mean. But it is also true that legacy plays a vital role. And in recent years, I've worked extremely hard to explain the concept of legacy to our current students, so they will be inspired by the dedication and the passion of the students who have come before them, and that they also understand their responsibility to continue the important work that we do. This is how we all make a difference. And so I want to express my sincerest gratitude to you and thank you again for your commitment and dedication that is a valued part of the Montclair State Choral Program legacy. The chorale, university singers, vocal accord, and prima voce continue to thrive, COVID-19 pandemic notwithstanding. Our mission to cultivate a thriving, dynamic community with humanistic values, artistic excellence, and service through music is serving us very well. I am proud that we are currently in the vanguard of best practices for the choral community, particularly here in New Jersey and the tri-state area. I hope you enjoy hearing directly from some of our current students and also a sampling of the work that we've undertaken this semester. In closing, please stay in touch. We genuinely want to continue to support you in your career, and I hope that you will also be moved to find ways to engage with your alma mater. The Cali School of Music also has a dynamic new director now. We are truly poised to really take flight, so please come back, see us soon, and be well.
Hi, I'm Q Fernald, and I'm the graduate assistant to choral activities this year. I'm a second-year grad student in composition and a secondary focus in choral conducting. Being a part of University Singers for the last 2 years has been really wonderful, but it's made me realize that the music that we make is more than just performance, and it's more than just the community that we've built within the choir. It's about the service that we're providing to the people who listen to the music. It's about the service that we're providing to the students who are a part of these ensembles. And it's about the impact that we have on the greater community of Montclair State. And I hope you enjoy the music that we have prepared for you this evening.
Hi, my name is Alexa Timone and I am a senior music education major. I sing soprano 1 and have been a member of the University Singers for the last 3 years, and I'm currently the group's manager, the president of MSU's ACDA student chapter, and the public relations chairperson for Montclair State choral activities. As a student who has spent their entire undergraduate career and practically grown up as a member of this program, I can honestly say that I would not be the musician, the artist, the future educator, or person that I am today if it wasn't for the endless opportunities to learn and grow as both an individual and as a part of this community and this legacy. Even in a global pandemic, we have been able to continue sharing our voices and our music with the world in so many new ways, and every opportunity that we get to connect and inspire and engage, even though so many of us are apart, it has really been an incredibly rewarding and truly remarkable experience that I would never forget and will carry with me once I leave here.
Hi, my name is Noelle Daydon, and I am a super senior music education major with a concentration in voice. I am the soprano section leader this year, and this is my 4th year in the University Singers. When I first got the announcement last semester that the choir and the whole university would be transitioning to online learning, I was pretty heartbroken. It felt as if my voice had been taken away, and I couldn't express myself the way I do best, which is through singing. When we finally got the announcement from Dr. Buchanan that students who wanted to sing in person again would be able to in the fall, I was very ecstatic and I felt so blessed. to come back, be with my friends, and collaborate with Dr. Buchanan and Stephen Ryan again. As the section leader, there were some new challenges this semester, definitely, especially with some sopranos still being completely online. But being back and rehearsing in person has definitely cleared my head. It's given me a new sense of purpose as to why I continue my studies, why I'm pursuing a degree in music education in the first place. And I feel more confident that for an optimistic future. It's been so great to be with everyone, even if we are rehearsing in Red Hawk Deck. I just feel so blessed and grateful for everyone who has participated in showing our community what we've been doing while apart.
Hi, my name is Casey Gorab. I am a junior here at Montclair. I'm a music composition major, and I've been in singer since my first semester in my freshman year, and it's been such a blessing. I'm currently singing alto, and I'm the assistant section leader. Music making during this time is definitely something that everybody is, going through in their own way. But ever since I joined singers my freshman year, no matter what the circumstances is, what is so special about this choir is that every single rehearsal we have stuck to our purpose, which is to initiate connection and really push the power of ensemble and connected, passionate people making music together. And the fact that we are so committed to that philosophy, it doesn't matter whether we're in G55, whether we're in a rehearsal space like that, or whether we're doing it in a parking garage or online or anything. You know what, no matter what the atmosphere is, especially now, I still feel as connected and as empowered and inspired as I did back when everything was normal, which I think is such a gift and such a blessing. And I think that really goes to show that it isn't really the material things that we need. It's just that human connection and the power. And it's awesome. It's really great.
Hi, I'm Nick Scafuto. I am a junior music education major. I am the tenor section leader this year, and I sing tenor 1. And I have been in the University Singers for 3 years, or I think I'm on my 3rd year currently, which is crazy to say out loud, especially because so much has happened during that time period. We recorded a CD. Can't believe that was a thing, and it's on Spotify now. And I've sung my fair share of the Messiah, but I think the thing that means the most to me personally was when we did Considering Matthew Shepard last year. It was such a powerful story and message that we sent to our community, and I'm just really proud of us for doing that, and I'm proud of the university, frankly, for latching onto the message, and that's something I could just go back and do again over and over and over again, no matter how many times I cried my eyes out. Just wonderful, beautiful. And I think that really ties back into why it's important for us to be making music right now during the pandemic. Those messages of erasing hate and promoting love wherever we can are just necessary right now during this incredibly difficult time. Thank you so much for listening, and enjoy the rest of Homecoming.
Hi, my name is Harrison Smith, and I'm a double major in musical theater and linguistics with a concentration in American Sign Language to English interpreting. I sing high baritone, and I've been a member of the University Singers for a little over a year now, and this year I'm assistant bass section leader. University Singers is important to me because it's a chance outside of my major requirements to sing, not because I have to graduate, but instead because I want to. And that's really beautiful to me.
Hello there, my name is Drew Sabo. I sing bass in the Montclair State University Singers, and this is my 4th year with the group. Singing for me has been and continues to be a form of therapy, sort of self-soothing, as well as a hobby that I invest a great deal of time in. And there's something about uniting with a large group of people from many different walks of life and coming together in the goal of singing a particular piece of music I think it's a beautiful, unique experience, and something that I will continue to do. And that's why I still sing with the group today, and I have immense joy in doing it. One of my favorite memories in particular was when we were singing a piece called Dark Night of the Soul by Ola Yelo. And during one bass sectional in particular, we were learning a very particular rhythm. It was a triplet rhythm, and we spent nearly the whole rehearsal trying to figure it out because we couldn't for the life of us figure it out, and it was just hilarious to watch this ensue. I don't think we got it that day, but we did end up figuring it out, of course. But yeah, that was definitely my favorite memory to date.
Over the course of the COVID-19 pandemic, it has become increasingly clear that social media has become more powerful than ever before. Montclair State Choral Activities has decided to use this to its advantage and have used the power of our social media to continue to share our voices with the world, our mission of service through music, spreading positivity, and further fostering the value of community despite being apart. We currently have 2 social media platforms that we update frequently with the latest ensemble news, upcoming events and performances, as well as weekly happenings in the program. The first is our Instagram account at Montclair State Choral, and the second is our Facebook page, Montclair State Choral Activities. Our student chapter of the American Choral Directors Association, ACDA for short, has also played an important role in our community outreach efforts and have been working hand in hand with the Choral Activities program as a way of supporting and enhancing the experience of our students, our alumni, and our community. Their social media accounts are at Montclair State ACDA for Instagram and Montclair State University ACDA for Facebook. At the start of the pandemic, Choral Activities stayed connected in a lot of different ways. The first was through a weekly Zoom seminar series titled Masterful Musings, which consisted of inspirational conversations in the Cali choral community with numerous successful composers, conductors, educators, and performers in the music world, such as Christine Gerke, Paul John Rudoy, Dr. Anton Armstrong, and Dr. Linnell Jenkins, just to name a few. We also collaborated with the New Jersey Symphony Orchestra on the world premiere of a commissioned piece by Jose Luis Dominguez titled Gracias Tibi, which was actually a piece composed, recorded, and performed by a completely socially distanced and virtual orchestra and choir. And if that wasn't enough to keep us connected, we also introduced a weekly summer series called Song Feature Friday, where we would highlight a different piece from the University Singers CD, I Sing Because, with a special iMovie that captured a little sneak peek and background information that tied to the essence of each track on the CD, which Dr. Buchanan will be explaining more about. Coming into the fall semester, the Cali School's innovative efforts for face-to-face music making for university singers with our singers' residence masks, our rehearsals in the Red Hawk deck, routine COVID testing, and practicing social distancing and regular safety precautions actually allowed us to gain a lot of national attention for what we were doing. At least once a week, we would have a different TV or news crew at our university singers rehearsal to kind of get a glimpse of what we were up to, what we were all about, and just interviewing members of the choir, and just being a part of sharing our story. So in the span of about a month, the university singers were featured on NewJersey.com, New Jersey News Network, News 12 New Jersey, ABC 7 New York, CBS Evening News, and NBC's Today Show, just to name a few. And we're actually going to be guest appearing on another national daytime show coming soon, to be announced soon. The choir has been absolutely elated to just be back making music together again in our little community. So having such large platforms interested in sharing what we're doing during the pandemic has been so exciting and full of amazing opportunities, to say the least. Montclair State Choral Activities is constantly thinking about effective ways for us to connect, engage, inspire, highlight the good, and really spread our mission of service through music. And our social media has proven to be such a great way for us to do just that during this time. So feel free to follow us on social media and stay connected with us.
I Sing Because is a glimpse into the mission and values of the Montclair State University choral program via a recent season that culminated in the University Singers' debut solo recording project. Through the 2018-19 season, we explored contrasting facets of the human experience, some comfortable and familiar, others painful and confronting. We also tackled the ever-emotionally fraught topic of suicide. Our goal was to present a sensitive and thought-provoking program for our audiences while finding a greater focus and purpose in our work as individuals and as an ensemble. We achieved this by exploring the reasons why we sing, and subsequently grew to understand those motivations and our need to convey them through the music. We also asked our audiences, why do you listen? And people gave us feedback via note cards, which we also displayed. The recording project took a total of 2 years from conception to CD recording release, which was scheduled for March 23, 2020. Alas, the pandemic. So we pivoted and developed other ways of outreach through 60-second iMovies on social media. This is the 18th year of the choral program under my leadership, and it's Stevie Ryan's 15th year as my collaborative partner. Clarifying the mission and values of the program has given us focus and facilitated program decisions in all areas: programming, policies, personnel, and external collaborations. It has also served us well at this moment in time, when every aspect of our art is challenged by the limitations imposed on us from the COVID-19 pandemic. Choir is about community, and focusing on the people who comprise that community and keeping them connected is paramount. So too, our need to provide service through music, which is a fundamental part of our advocacy. The humanistic values are part of our individual and collective lived experience. Integrity in our personal conduct always. Compassion for each other, particularly the thoughtful ways we interact with colleagues and show empathy and support both personally and musically for each other. Respect for ourselves, for each other, our audiences, the music, and our collective artistic journey. The University Singers is Montclair State University's flagship choral ensemble. Our record of excellence, both locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally, is well established, and we believe we have a platform to be advocates and agents of change. College is a crucial time in the development of students. Social, emotional, intellectual, and artistic abilities are all cultivated. The Montclair State University choral program as a whole, and the University Singers in particular, are proud to accept our responsibility to contributing to the important conversations in our community for the betterment of the world at large. Our first solo recording project was a long time in coming. For the students, it started at our annual fall retreat in September 2018. I had programmed some repertoire that season that I knew that they would find exciting, and other pieces that would be challenging, both musically and emotionally. And in the case of Please Stay, I knew the subject would be confronting. Individually, we completed the statement, I sing because, and then discussed our responses. Through our collective conversations, we found many threads that allowed us to explore the contrasting facets of the human experience, while finding a greater focus and purpose in our work as individuals and an ensemble. This project enabled us to understand our motivations and our need to convey them through music, and some of the similar connections that people had in their reasons for those motivations. I feel strong for once. It gives me protection. Words aren't enough anymore. I sing because it feeds my soul. It gives me purpose. It is healing. I sing because I have to let my soul escape. It frees my mind and soul in ways nothing else can. I sing because it's fun. I sing to be part of something bigger than myself. I want to inspire other kids to follow their dreams like I am. I sing because music was there for me when I was at my lowest. I sing because I was given a gift. It keeps me going. Music is my therapy. It reminds me of how I am capable of incredible things. I sing because it makes me feel warmth. It's like magic. I feel like it helps me to be who I am. It allows me to communicate feelings that words alone cannot do justice to. I sing because music can change the world for the better, and it makes me happy. O'Toole by Estonian composer Pet Uusberg is the first track on our recording I Sing Because, and it was our first time that the University Singers ever sang in Estonian. The poem O'Toole by Ernest Eno translates as In the Evening. The poem is a metaphor for nostalgia and longing, whether we are reflecting on the end of a beautiful life or a significant moment in time. The beauty of the text is exquisitely conveyed in the choral writing, and the poignancy of the concluding unison tenor line makes it clear that our memory is fond, if not bittersweet. As performing artists, we see it as our responsibility to do more than entertain audiences. We want to provide service through our music and contribute to dialogue about important issues in our community and the world at large. Our goal is to present sensitive and thought-provoking musical experiences that will engage audiences long after the music concludes. The power of the choral community is very compelling, and one reason why over 20 million people in the United States alone sing in a choir each week. We sing because we want to be part of something bigger than ourselves. Dark Night of the Soul by Ola Yalo is track 5 and features soprano soloist Sarah Peshka, pianist Stephen W. Ryan, and guest artists Montclair State University string students comprising the string quartet, Joe Tornquist, violin 1, Danielle Sinclair, violin 2, Yu Chen Chang on viola, and Stephen Chen on cello. This piece had been on my wish list for several years. I was just waiting for the right choir to sing it. Dark Night of the Soul uses 3 verses from the poem of the same name, written by the 16th century Spanish mystic St. John of the Cross, who was a major figure of the Counter-Reformation, a reformer of the Carmelite order, and well known for his spiritual writing. The meaning of the expression dark night of the soul is typically reserved for a dark mood that is truly life-shaking, touching the foundations of human experience and the soul itself. A dark night of the soul can also be regarded as a kind of initiation, taking you from one phase of life into another. You may have several dark nights during your life because you are always becoming more of a person and entering life more fully. At least that is the hope. Psychotherapist and spiritual writer Thomas Moore defines it thus: a dark night is the sign of a high calling. My pain and loneliness will prepare me for my destiny. Since our 2019 recording sessions, 2020 has seen 2 global events unprecedented in our lifetime. The crisis brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic and worldwide outrage over the oppression and injustice born from the systemic racism faced by Black members of our human family. May this time in our history be our collective dark night of the soul. We invite you to join us in challenging the systems and changing structures by promising to listen, to learn, and to grow in the service of true social justice reform. We sing because we want the world to listen. Stay by American composer Jake Runestad features mezzo-soprano soloist Jocelyn Mattingly and 15 speakers from within the choir. Please Stay is an anthem for hope. It's an attempt to destigmatize mental illness and challenge all of us to support those who are battling depression and thoughts of suicide. 2018 statistics from the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention cite suicide as the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. That's a total of 48,344 Americans, or the equivalent of 133 suicides per day. And in 2018, there were an estimated 1.4 million suicide attempts in the USA as a whole. In New Jersey, suicide was the third leading cause of death for people aged 15 to 24 during 2019. Depression is one of the most common forms and symptoms of mental illness in the United States and affects about 20 million people. Globally, more than 300 million people of all ages suffer from depression. At its worst, depression can lead to suicide. Mental health disorders are serious issues in our culture, and it's important we have open conversations about their existence. In the score, Runestad included expressions of hope from those who battled depression and chose to live, from tweets using the hashtag #IKeptLiving. In our performances, we chose to expand the expressions of hope from 9 to 15. We did this after thoughtful discussion and in consideration of the experiences of individuals in our choir. We genuinely want to show support to those who are battling mental health disorders with compassion, understanding, forgiveness, and love. And that's starting with the members in our Montclair State community. In the words of one chorister, I sing because music was there for me when I was at my lowest. We believe we can make a difference and we can be the support system that saves a life. We want you to know that you are not alone. Please Stay is our anthem for hope. We sing because we're advocates.
Don't let your worst day be your last. The storm is strong, but it will pass. You think you can't go on another day, but please stay. Just
Invictus by American composer Joshua Rist is track 10 on our new album, I Sing Because. It was written when the composer was still a graduate student and premiered by his college choir. The poem Invictus was written in 1875 by Victorian English poet William Ernest Henley, whose life was extremely difficult. He endured an impoverished childhood and suffered from a crippling and debilitating lifelong disease. The obstacles in his life were seemingly unsurmountable, and yet he chose to prevail against all odds. Historically, Invictus has been paraphrased and quoted by some of the most revered leaders in the 20th and 21st centuries, including Winston Churchill, Nelson Mandela, and Barack Obama. Joshua Rist describes the poem as instantly captivating, visceral, bold, and universally relevant. Our need for unity, strength, and solace has never been greater. We are all painfully aware of the global events unprecedented in our lifetime and culminating in this year of 2020. Invictus conveys the resilience, self-determination, and resolve that inspires us all through the most difficult of times. The closing lines encapsulate the poem's essence, and I quote, "I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul." We hope you too will be inspired by the message of this poem and the intensity of the music. We sing because it gives us strength. The Battle of Jericho, arranged by African-American composer, music educator, pianist, and choral conductor, the late Moses Hogan, is the final piece on our recording I Sing Because. In his foreword to Dr. Andre J. Thomas's book, Way Over in Beulah Land, Understanding and Performing the Negro Spiritual, Dr. Anton Armstrong states, "The Negro spiritual has long been recognized as one of the most distinctive and rich musical contributions of the United States. These songs, beloved throughout the world, were born from the trials and tribulations of the Africans ripped from their native soil and then forced into slavery to serve as the cheap labor force to build an important economic fabric of the budding American society. The wide variety of Negro spirituals serves not only as testimony to the lives of a noble people who persevered through the storms of life, but also a rich chronicle of the history and communal life of the African American people. In the 21st century, these slaves' songs transcend any one race of people and have become a universal musical expression of people seeking release from whatever personal or societal oppression enslaves us. They provide us with an inspiring treasure of song filled with the human exploration of pain, pathos, hope, courage, faith, and freedom. The ongoing struggle for freedom inspired the creation of songs, known as spirituals, for several important purposes. For example, the adaptation of biblical characters and stories in songs to convey covert messages of inspiration and motivation for slave-led revolts and escape plans was brilliant, with the literal meaning of the songs disguised by the deeper meaning understood only by the enslaved people and their allies. In the Battle of Jericho, Joshua's strength and defiance prevailed as he led the Israelites in an unmatched battle. In 2020, however, the tumbling walls are still a long-awaited dream. The outrage over the murders of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor has sparked fury at the systemic racism that has oppressed Black people in the United States for 400 years. It has also inspired a worldwide response in support of the desperate need for the dismantling of traditional systems and toxic beliefs for the sake of social justice reform. We sing because we stand in unity with the Black members of our human family. We humbly promise to listen, to learn, and to grow in the service of true social justice reform. Hashtag Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
conclusion, I just want to highlight the work of several students whose contributions were substantial. CD graphic design concepts originally from Nicholas Learn in the bass section. Photography by Natalia Wadja in the alto section. iMovie development, Alexa Timone in the soprano section. And social media releases also Alexa Timone. And we also thank John Baker and Jim Allington for their work engineering and assisting us in this production, and Sam Ward, who put the final touches on the mastering. We hope you enjoy I Sing Because. The CD is available through our My Shopify account, or you can get a digital download of individual tracks or the full recording through iTunes and Spotify. Please also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We want to stay engaged with our alumni, and we hope you will be incredibly proud of our contributions to the legacy that has been part of your efforts in the years that you were a student in our program. Go well.